today. And like Arsenio Hall always used to say on his show back in the 90s, I want to bring something to our attention, things that make you say, I'm just playing around. Okay, how do I wish to present this? I wonder sometimes about the things that we are taught. And many people ask me, brother, how did you get where you are today as far as your thinking process is concerned? Because many of you who embrace the norm, these popularized trains of thought, if I was teaching Islam, if I was teaching Christianity, if I was teaching Kemetic, whatever that's called, if I was teaching Hebrew Israelite doctrine or Nuwabian doctrine, all these things that y'all like and love and that has not done anything for you till this day. They might have had some success in the past, but clearly these things are doing nothing for you right now. But you keep taking this square peg, trying to put it in this round hole, and you look insane. And people around the earth look at us insane. Doing the same old, expecting a different result. And you continue to sit in the horrid, pitiful, pathetic condition that we have been sitting in going on 500 years. Because you don't want to change. You want to keep talking about Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad. This is your time. You can't think for yourself. You can't be creative in your own mind. You can't strategize nothing on your own. You got to keep going back to what somebody else did. And the reality of it is they failed. Except in the case of Malcolm X, he was murdered. He didn't really get a chance to act upon his idea that came from his mind. He was influenced and he was raised up from out of a grave by Elijah Muhammad. But Malcolm X grew into his own manhood. And that's what we need today. We need men, not boys. We don't need followers. Somebody always sniffing up somebody else's backside. And that's y'all problem. What is it that I want to talk about real quick? Why have I come to the conclusions or the thinking process that I have come to form today? The reason why I speak the way that I do is because I have erased my mind. See, I don't know why you get angry at me. I was a Christian. I was born in it, raised in the Christian church. I know, and I converted to Islam. And I know about all these other things that y'all love and enjoy. I erased my mind of all of it. And if you want to blame somebody, if you want to blame somebody for that, blame Pastor Ray Hagins. Peace and respect you to the African Village and Pastor Ray Hagins. I listened to a lecture by Brother Pastor Ray Hagins, and when I heard him say that Jesus did not historically exist, that caused a light to go off in my mind, because if Jesus did not historically exist, Jesus and all these other religious characters that we believe in, if they did not exist, that the whole foundation comes crumbling down. So I decided to let all of it go. Let go of the Christianity. Let go of Islam. Anything that I know about, all this black power teaching stuff that I was taught and know about, let it all go and start from scratch. And then when you start bringing it back, examine it. And as I began to examine it, because Pastor Hagen caused me to re-examine everything that I know, including many of the things that he was saying, then now this is why I have come to the conclusions that I have. Now, one of the things that we have been taught in these teachings is that sex and marriage makes a man and woman become one. That's not a true statement. That's not a true statement. Sex, when I was taught, when a man and woman have sexual intercourse, they become one. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. You know why it doesn't make any sense? Brothers and sisters and enemies, it is called sexual intercourse. Okay, see this? See this hand going into that hand? That's sexual intercourse. They do not become one. When this hand goes into that hand, they are together, but they do not become one. The intercourse is temporary. The copulation is temporary. Then they part. This hand goes this way. The other hand goes another way. The penis goes into the vagina temporarily. If the man and the woman became one, once the penis and the vagina enter intercourse, they remain that way. They permanently have a connection. There is no permanent connection. And it makes no sense because people are screwing around every day, and clearly they have not become one. If a man and a woman become one simply because the penis intercourse with the vagina, then you tell me, why is it easy to divorce? Because if we become one, why is divorce so easy and simple? You claim that you love this person, and you say in your vows, till death do us part, but you are a liar. Many of you marry people for the wrong reasons. There is no real connection. So how can you become one? Your arm. Let's use for an example your arm. Your arm is one with your body. If there is an attempt to cut your arm away from your body, it causes extreme pain and you feel great loss. If a woman and a man, just because they came together for sexual purpose, if they became one, then when you lose that person, it will cause you extreme pain. You will feel like you're losing a part of yourself. That's not the case with y'all. Now, there's an emotional connection sometimes. Physically, it will never happen. She is who she is. you are who you are. Physically, you will never become one. But I guess what they're trying to say is that there is an emotional connection that you become one. And you're not even one emotionally. Because again, if that was true, why would divorce be so easy? In fact, many of you have a party, what they call it, a divorce party. You're happy to get rid of the other person. And you're happy to get rid of the other person because you never was one to begin with. There was no oneness. Simply, just because you have sex with another person does not mean you are one. Where do y'all get this stuff from? And whenever something is part of you, when that is removed from you, it causes extreme pain and injury and loss. You don't feel that when after the sexual experience. All it is seeking some kind of pleasure, I guess, whatever. I don't know, because I take things like that very seriously. I do understand the concept of what you're trying to say. But see, the problem is you are not real. And see, I'm in the wrong place to be real. I'm in the wrong place to be real. Because I understand what you're really trying to say. But we cannot experience that because y'all a bunch of liars and a bunch of fakes. You have no discipline and you weak. A man will marry a woman. As soon as another booty come by, he'll be chasing that. And because that woman has been hurt for so many times, she'll start doing the same thing. When another penis walks by, she'll be chasing that. This thing about, I understand what you're trying to say, but you cannot experience this because you're not real. Because if I love you, if I disconnect from you, I feel a sense of loss. I feel a sense of pain. There are some people so in love, and they're so real about their love, they can almost feel each other, even though she is on the west side of the building, he is on the east side of the building. If she gets a headache, he can feel the headache. Something is wrong with her. They've developed, I understand what you're trying to say. But I'm speaking to the hypocrisy in the majority. There's always exceptions to the rule, but I'm speaking to the hypocrisy of many of you who make this claim, but you've never experienced it because you're not real. How many times have you been divorced? How many girlfriends have you had? How many boyfriends have you had? How many people have you laid with? But having sex, the man and the woman, y'all become one. Also, that's not really, it's not sex, but it's still intercourse. That anal sex garbage. It's intercourse, but it's not sex. The only real sex is the penis and the vagina. The anus is not a sexual. It's not a. But I just want. There's no right or wrong. I just wanted to bring that up because I understand exactly what is being said. Man, this is a rant video, okay? And I just want to get something off my chest. It bothers me, so I just want to get this off my chest. Whew. So just bear with me. I want to talk about our ancestors, the descendants of slaves born in America, having dark skin, the people that I call soul. I want to talk about our ancestors. I want to talk about the reality of our ancestors. And if you're not into reality, then in your house, I am in the wrong place to be real. We have to look at this real. In many of my videos, I may begin my little talk or video lecture with my hands extended like I learned in Islam, and I say, in the name of my ancestors. Some people say that that is prayer. That is not prayer. That is just humbling myself to those prior to me and giving honor and respect to those prior to myself. No more, no less. It's not prayer. It's not worship. I'm just giving honor to those people who came before me who are no longer here. You say they are now with the ancestors. Since this is the reality tip on earth, that's not where I come from. What do you mean they are with the ancestors? What place? There's a place. Okay, they're not here, so where did they go? They went with the ancestors. What are you talking about? We all return back to the earth. Is that what you're talking about? There's some special place that they've gone. I don't understand that. So I'm not coming from that premise. I'm not dealing with that. I just give respect as a ritual, only a ritual, to those who came prior to myself. I don't expect to get any help from any ancestor. We have been in this nation going on 500 years. They could not help themselves, because if they could help themselves, why are we here for 500 years? But all of a sudden they are dead. That's a qualification of being an ancestor, is you must be dead. They did not help you while they were alive, but all of a sudden, now that they're dead, oh ancestors, give me some power. The ancestors ain't gonna do a damn thing for you. That's the bottom line. That's the reality. Where y'all need to let go of all this spiritual religious nonsense, dribble, this garbage. You are not going to get any power from somebody who is dead. You're not going to do it. Has not happened, and it will never happen in this reality. Maybe if you go to Gotham City, or maybe if you go to Metropolis and contact Batman or Superman, maybe, and they contact Doctor Strange or Zataria, what's her name? The Caucasian woman with the magic. Maybe they can bring your ancestors back. You see how comical that is? Fantasy fairy tale kind of stuff. See, this is what grinds my gears. This is what grinds my gears. Do you know what an ancestor is? Oh, the ancestors did this. And if the ancestors were so damn great, where are they? Why were they conquered? Why were they destroyed? What happened to them? Why have you been here going on 500 years? If everybody's so great and they know so much, the great knowledge. See, this is the thing. I was taught that the Caucasian people, they only have like 10%, 5% or whatever it is, of the knowledge of the great black people. But look what the Caucasian people have done with the little 5 or 10%. Now, this is the ironic thing. So how can somebody having 5% take down somebody that still has 90%. That's just like you and me having a shootout. I kill you, I only have 5 bullets, but you had 500 bullets. How did I manage to do that? I'm a bad boy. If I have 5 bullets and I can kill you before you can kill me and you had 500 bullets, I'm a bad boy. So basically that's what you're saying. You really are embarrassing the ancestors, really, when you put them on these pedestals. Because it's embarrassing. Well, they purposely allow themselves to, who purposely going to allow somebody to kick their ass? I have not been in many fights in my lifetime, but I never purposely lost a fight. I just couldn't fight at all. And I got my ass kicked. If I could have prevented it, I would have done so. But I could not fight, but I could run. So most of the times, I did not have to fight because I could run fast. So that's the bottom line. You keep talking about the ancestors. You make the ancestors sound like they super people. Do you know what an ancestor is? Anybody who dies that's related to you becomes your ancestor. They can be a king and they can be Willie the drunk in the street. But see, this is what y'all do. You're biased and you discriminate because you want to feel pride in yourself because you have low self-esteem and you want to praise the king and the queens and the goddess and the goddesses. But what about Willie, the crack addict? What about your ancestor that's a drunk? What about your ancestor that died in poverty? No matter how hard they worked, they just couldn't get nothing going. You don't want to mention people. You just want to praise the ancestors that you think can make you look good. But that's not how it works. Your gay uncle, he was a homosexual. You don't want to talk about them. When I give open my speech, my talk, and give honor to the ancestors, I am giving respect and honor to all of them. From the king and the queen to the leaders to the little man in the street, you will never know nothing about. Because it took all of them in order for us to be here today. That's just the bottom line. Whether you like them or not. If you actually knew, see, this is the hypocrisy. If you actually knew your ancestors, you might not, chances are you wouldn't even like them. I'm going to say that again. Y'all fake pro-black, conscious, power, love the ancestors, you bunch of liars. If you actually knew them, you probably wouldn't even like them. Y'all praise Malcolm X and you praise Marcus Garvey and Nat Turner. If you actually really knew these people, Elijah Muhammad, if you actually really knew them, you probably wouldn't even like them. You'd be on YouTube exposing Malcolm X, exposing Marcus Garvey, exposing Nat Turner, Booker T. Washington. Y'all a bunch of fakes. That's why you don't like Angel Snub 7. Because you know you're a fake and a fraud. And I know that you're a fake and a fraud. You're not real. I don't know Malcolm X. I would hope to get to know Malcolm. And hopefully I would like Malcolm or Marcus Garvey. Get to know these people. Anybody that's in the struggle. And I try to get along with everybody in the YouTube so-called black conscious community. I have no hatred for nobody. Even the ones who hate me, I just It's just like a duck. Water on a duck's back. Your hatred of me don't mean anything. I will still respect and like you. I will continue to watch your videos. I will give you credit where credit is due, and so forth. But see, y'all not like that because you really hate people and you don't give a damn about no ancestors. It's just something that sounds good to you. In the name of my ancestors and I love my people. You a damn lie. If you don't love Angel Snub Nub 7, how the hell you gonna love an ancestor who long dead? You can't talk to no ancestors. But you won't talk to Angel Snub Nub 7. You won't talk to the brother next door, the sister next door. Y'all a bunch of liars and you fakes. Bunch of frauds. And you deserve to be a slave. These devils, these crackers need to continue to whoop your ass and kill you and murder you. You deserve all of that because you're a fake and a fraud. You're no benefit to the struggle anyway. And the reason why the great majority and the masses of the people don't support you the way you think they should is because they know you're a bunch of fakes and frauds. You can't, just because you smile, y'all not fooling people. The people, our people in this nation really are ready. They're really ready to make a change. They are sick of it. But all they get is y'all popular folks. And they can look at the popular folks and see ain't nothing really happening. Might as well just keep doing what they doing. You can't fool everybody. People are smarter than what they were in 1920, 1930, 1960, 70, even 1990. They are smarter than they were. That's why you guys can't get that momentum you think that you should get. And then you have people like myself who are truth tellers. And you really get upset because you're exposed. Our ancestors were not super people. Because if they were super people, how can a person fresh out of a cave destroy their reality in such a short period of time? How is that possible? Y'all need to get real. And until you get real, you're going to continue to be the world's greatest slave eternally. Speaking of remembering, when I was a child, I never bothered anyone. But I always ended up having to have a fight. I did not know how to fight. I didn't like fighting. But unfortunately, we live in a world where you have a certain group of people who degrade, make mockery, look down upon other people. And sometimes you must physically defend yourself. So your brother, got beat up a few times. I didn't know how to fight. However, this is the point that I would like to make in bringing this to your attention. When I did get involved in a physical confrontation, I want y'all to listen to me. And we need to look at what we call black liberation, this black struggle, you need to look at it in a wise and a real manner. Otherwise, to continue to think in the fictional, delusional fantasy manner that many of you have embraced, that is not going to work, has not worked, and not going to work, the only thing you're doing is wasting your time. So, as a child, I never had a physical confrontation as an adult, only as a child. So as a child, I was forced to defend myself, forced to fight. When I was a child and I was in a fight, do you believe that I gave a rat's backside? Who helped me? I appreciated anybody that would help me defend myself against someone who made me their enemy for whatever reason. I don't care if you was homosexual. I did not care whether you was white, Caucasian, pink, whatever. I did not care whether you was male or female. The only thing I know is I could not fight. I did need some help. I never did say, I don't want your help. You a girl. I never did say, you might be a homosexual. Don't help me. I'd rather get beat up. This type of thinking is foolish. So here we are. The descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin, the people of soul. Many of you have the nerve to think and believe that you don't need no help dealing with this beast. You think that you're only going to be able to, you only want other dark-skinned people to help you do whatever. That remains to be seen. When you are in a fight, or if somebody is threatening your life, and they have a gun, you don't have a gun, and a white guy, Caucasian guy, has a gun willing to defend you with his gun, you mean to tell me, no, man, here, just shoot me. I don't want this white guy to protect me. Praise be to, praise be to Anunnaki. That sounds, don't this sound stupid? So here we are. So-called Negroes, African Americans, Nubians, Kemetic, and black Muslims, and the list goes on and on, 5% nation, and the list goes on and on. Y'all can't make up your mind who and what you are. Here you are. You don't want no help from nobody. Only they have to be special for you. We are in a situation where if you can get help, if you can get assistance, if you can get aid, you take it from wherever that you can get. The bottom line is you want to win the fight. The bottom line is that you want to defend yourself. You should not care what somebody is wearing. You're wearing the wrong clothes. I'm in a fight getting my butt kicked, and a sister with a weave in her head, she throw down her purse, pick up a brick, and get ready and out, and she wants to help me. I'm going to say, sister, you wearing a weave. No, sister, you wearing a weave. I don't want your help. Go get your natural hair. Then you come back after I got my butt kicked, and you can give me first aid. But at least you have your natural hair. Don't that sound stupid? You live in a nation, these Caucasian American people, they did not beat England by themselves. They had slaves to help them. They had Native American people to help them. And they had the French. America did not have a navy. So they went and had talks with the French, and the French came and assisted them on the sea. But here you are. We can just do. Most of these Negroes is your enemy. They don't care about what y'all talking about. Black revolution and black this. They happy being comfortable slaves. But they're supposed to help you in the fight. You have Caucasian people that actually have more empathy for you than these people with black faces. Some of them will even take up a gun. They've done it in the past, and they would do it now if you were serious. Because many Caucasian people are sick of Caucasian people, believe it or not. And who knows? You are in the you are living at a time of great technology. You don't know what kind of help that you could get from countries all over the planet against this beast that you claim you don't like. You're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking in reality at all, period. If the only thing I want to know is, are you on my side or are you my enemy? I don't care if you're a drunk on the street. If the cracker pig police is chasing me and that drunk puts his foot out to help me and trip a cop, all the thing I want to know is, or that homeless person that's a Caucasian guy. I see a Caucasian guy on the street, buy him a hamburger, be nice to him. I have nothing against him. He ain't done nothing to me. Next thing you know, I'm running down the street, police chasing me. That homeless person dropped his whole body in front of me, tripped all the cops, all the pigs, because of something kind that I did for a Caucasian man. You're not thinking smart. You're not thinking wise. You're not thinking in realism. You thinking something. You're thinking about what happened to so and so, Nat Turner and Denmark VC. And everybody is in their own different situations. I can guarantee you, if a Caucasian person had went to Nat Turner and shown him, I want to kill me some Caucasian slave masters myself, Nat Turner would not have had a problem with it at all. He might be shocked and surprised. He wouldn't have no problem with it at all. If you have any sense. Here you are. Here you have America. America has the greatest military on the planet. America is the great, the beautiful. Every time America does something, America always asks, China, will you help me? England, will you help me? Germany, will you help? Now, here's America, the greatest military on the planet. If they ask for help and don't mind assistance, what's your problem? They went into Iraq, and Iraq is the enemy, but they went into Iraq and tried to find those who already live in Iraq. Will you help me? Because there were people in Iraq who didn't like Saddam Hussein or Colonel Gaddafi. There are Caucasian people in this nation that don't like America. There are Caucasian people, Europeans, who don't like America. There's Africans who don't like America. You don't want to find your friends because, and you don't want black women You don't want black women with weaves to help you because they wear weaves. I only like women. That has nothing to do with this situation. You're a comfortable slave ass nigga. You need to get free. We can worry about weaves and what clothes people wear. That's not top priority. Top priority is you got a beast that will pull you over, and you tell this beast, I'm reaching for my gun, I got a gun, and shoot you in the head. And you worried about a damn weave. Y'all some sorry, sick, pathetic. Whew, just makes me so. Maybe I need to stop talking. It's a waste of time. But then again, it might not be. Because I might be closer to my goal than I think. And there are those who want me to shut up. Because they know I'm getting closer to a goal. You never know. Sometimes we give up in a fight, getting ready to win, but for some reason we give up. We just don't know how close to victory we was. So it makes no difference. I should not give up like that. I was told to stay on my post until death do us part. And that's what I'm going to do. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the host of this program, known here on social media as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snubbing Up 7. I am your soul brother number 1 and your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. Well, this is a rant video, my official rant video that I really don't want to make, but I gotta make it because that's good therapy for me. When you feel hurt, when you feel pain, it is a bad thing to keep that all bottled up and locked up inside yourself. Just talk to somebody, make a video, get it out of yourself. Don't hold that hurt and that pain inside yourself. It makes the situation worse. Now, in our case, being the people of soul, the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin, I don't know really how it could get much worse. But I don't know, in our reality, when we think that we have gotten as terrible as it can get, it always can get worse. When I was a little boy, and I want to say this, my mother was married. I saw my father. Okay, so all this crap, these guys always coming to me, you must have been raised in a single family. My mother was married. I saw the marriage certificate myself. And my father was there. My sperm donor was there. It made no difference. Because as I grew up, when I saw my father, I knew I was a little boy, And I knew that I was supposed to grow into this man. But when I saw my father, I did not see a man. So I was not attracted to him at all. It was fun sometimes to play on his lap and whatever, the few times or whatever. But he was a good playmate. But I did not see him as a father figure. I did not see the preacher as a father figure. I did not see the doctor or my grandfather or uncles or any of these men that was around me in my life. I did not view them as a father figure. I was not attracted to them. I was more attracted to the strength that I saw in my mother and my aunts and women that was around me. I saw more strength in them. At the same time, I knew I was not a girl. I knew I would not grow up to be a woman. I already understood these things. So as a little boy, I was trying to seek a father figure, somebody that perhaps I could view as an example of what manhood should be. That did not come until I began to read the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I grew up in the South. And all this racist stuff and protests and rioting during the civil rights era was going on. I had no idea what was happening until Elijah Muhammad taught me in Message to the Black Man of America. Then eventually all of the Nation of Islam's literature. It's a shame that there were no actual living men around me that I was attracted to. The man that I was attracted to was in a book that I was reading. So I'm saying all this to say, if I could return back to that little boy seeking a father figure, seeking an example of strong manhood, I see very little of that on social media. I know as a little boy, the vast majority of you, I would not be attracted to you at all. Many of these men on social media are a bunch of crybabies and they whine. I would not be interested in you, looking at you as a father figure as a little boy. They talk about women's wigs. Who cares? Who cares what kind of shoes and weaves and wigs that women wear? Who cares? I could care less. What man is interested in that? As a little boy, I wasn't interested, and I'm still not interested. I have what they say, I have bigger fish to fry. We can talk about, that's not on my priority list. This is high on their priority list. Living with racists, you could be shot down at any time with a video camera. Whether your murder is on a video camera or not, makes no difference. The killer is chances are going to get away with murder, especially if that person is a Caucasian police officer. But you worried about women's weaves. Next thing you know, these same men that's worried about women's weaves, they're going to tell these women what kind of tampons. I'm not trying to be nasty, but this is the mentality of these so-called men that's out here. They're going to be telling women what kind of tampons they need to be wearing. I'm not interested. I have bigger fish to fry. You have all this silliness. These guys, there is one fella who keeps bringing my name up I don't have nothing to do with this guy. Keeps talking about, he trolling me. He trolling me. Who cares? This is YouTube. But they don't have nothing else better to do, laying at home watching TV all day. They are doing nothing in their community. They're not taking an active role in the struggle of the people of soul, the so-called Negro, the African American, the descendants of slaves born in America. They're not doing anything. So they make videos all day. They trolling me. They jealous of me. What little boy in his right mind would be attracted to men like that? Then you have all these beef videos. This one going back with that one. This one beefing with this one. I'm exposing you. I'm exposing this one. I'm exposing that one. Say what you got to say and shut up. Why do you have to continue to expose? Okay, you expose them. If they expose, why you got to keep doing it? Clearly, you did not expose you. When you expose something, it's exposed. Why do you have to keep exposing them over and over and over again? And you're dealing with the people who are personality followers. It makes no difference what you could say about Louis Farrakhan. Makes no difference what you could say about Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or Black News 102 or in the black media or Brother Polite or Ali Muhammad or whoever's out here. You have personality followers. They are not interested in the truth. They're not interested in none of that kind of stuff. No matter what you say, they are going to continue to support the one that you tried to expose. Even if what you're saying is true, they don't care. They're going to continue to give their money and support these people whom they become in love with. Personality followers. You don't have real black revolutionaries that's out here. You have people who are personality followers, idol worshipers. Yet and still, many of them are religious people, and most of your religious teachings clearly say that you should not follow idols. But you do. You idolize Louis Farrakhan. You idolize so-and-so. You idolize all these people. But God says, have no idol. You know what the teachings is. I'm getting rusty and all that religious stuff. I'm starting to forget a lot of it. But I know what you're taught. I was in the same spot. I shared the same beliefs as many of you have shared. But I want to talk black men, and above all, it kills me like my grandfather. My grandfather was so tough with his wife. My grandfather was so tough with his children and grandchildren. He's this big shot guy. Then when Caucasian people come around, he gets to buck dancing and he turns his head down low and looks at the ground and all. I'm like, what is it? See, that's the way these so-called black men are. You will talk about hurting me and threaten me and threaten that brother. And you talk about killing that brother. But when it comes to the real enemy, the real oppressor, they get the buck dancing. And they start making excuses why we shouldn't defend ourselves. I am embarrassed and ashamed to be part of these so-called black men. They pitiful and pathetic and bunch of cowards and sissies. Childish, infantile. Stop trolling me. Stop trolling me. Oh, Lord. You can't handle a troll on YouTube. What can you do against the troll, the enemy, the devil, the mischief maker? You can't do nothing. And since you know that you can't do nothing, you spend all your day long on the troll, on the troll. It's truly pathetic. And some of these men, they are ex-veterans. They have been in the military. They have actually killed other people for the pink racists, but have done nothing and will never do nothing to protect the black community. But they are out there making videos every day acting like they love black folks. You don't love nobody. You just bored and don't have nothing else better to do. If these people that watch you really expected you to do anything, you stop making videos because you know you're not going to do nothing. But with that said, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm very disappointed and frustrated with the black male gender, because that makes me look weak. There's always exceptions to the rule. But so many of us are cowardly and pathetic, and we're a bunch of losers. It makes everybody look bad. And that's why we've been in this condition going on 500 years. Until next time, thank you for listening. Like Don Cornelius used to say, until next time, love, peace, and soul.